Four parcels, A, B, C and D, have a total mass of 100.75 kilograms. Parcel A weighs 12.45 kilograms more than parcel B. Parcel B weighs 8.4 kilograms less than parcel C. And parcel C weighs 24.2 kilograms. And we're asked, how much heavier is parcel D than parcel C? Right. It might seem complicated at first, but this really isn't, I think. We've got four parcels and they're all being compared to each other, but the units are consistent. We're always talking about the mass and we're always talking about that in kilograms. So that part's really easy. And but the other bit that might seem a little bit daunting is the fact that we're dealing in decimals. But I promise you that adding and subtracting decimals is no more difficult than adding and subtracting numbers without decimals. You simply have to put your decimal point in both the question and the answer to make sure everything lines up. And you really have to do that anyway in any written calculation. So I promise that all you're doing is just paying attention, look at the words, make sure you're drawing your bars right, and hopefully that lets you see which calculations you need to do. Right, let's have a look then. We've got four parcels, A, B, C and D. And it says parcel A weighs 12.45 kilograms more than parcel B. So as I usually like to start with the sort of smallest one, we're starting by comparing to B. Let's say that's B. If that's B, then A weighs now at least the same as B plus 12.45 more. Now I'm not going to write in the units just because it clutters up. Okay, 12.45 kilograms more than B. So A is 12.45 more than B, and I'm happy that that's what I've captured here. Okay. Parcel B weighs 8.4 kilograms less than parcel C. So B is less than C. So I'm going to draw a bar for C, which is at least as big there as B. And I'm doing that because I can see where my equal parts are. And then it says, B is 8.4 less than C. So C is 8.4 more than B. So this is 8.4. And I've made this bit just a little bit smaller than this bit because, well, this is 8.4 and that's 12.45. Let me just write that a little better. So that's 8.4. Okay. What about, now I'm going to put that in a moment. I've got to also think about parcel D. It says, and the only clue that I have is how much heavier is parcel D than parcel C. So I know that D is at least heavier than C. I don't know if it's also heavier than A. I have no idea. I'm just going to draw, there we go, nice big bar for D. Okay, and I might as well mark that in there. But I don't know the value of this. What I'm looking for, though, it says how much heavier is D than C. So what I should also do is mark in where's my question? So my question is here. It's the difference between these two. That's my question mark. All right, between C and D. All right, that's the end of C. That's the end of D. Okay, there we go. Right. Okay, well, we've got a very useful bit of information over here. And also, we should put this in. So we go back to our question, have we captured all the information? Not quite. We know that the total mass is 100.75 kilograms. And we are given this bit here. 24.2 is the weight of parcel C. So where's that? That's from here. Okay. I've got 24.2. And where is it? All the way to here. Okay. It's the total mass of C. And again, I'm going to just make that a bit better. So 24.2. Right. Well, now what can we do? Where can we start? Well, hopefully you can see, because we do want to figure out what the value of these equal parts is, because that's really going to help us. We know that the whole of C is 24.2, and that is this part added to this part. So if we take this part away from 24.2, we will get the value of this part of C. So, and let's set it out. I normally just give you what the answer to the calculation is, but I want to prove to you that decimals are just fine. So we are going to do 24.2, and we're going to take away 8.4. So take away, and then I line that up, decimal place, 8.4. There we go. And then I also need to put the decimal place in my answer. And said we're doing a subtraction. Let's start. It just goes as usual. I can't take 4 from 2. So I'm going to go over here. And that's going to leave me with 8. Then I've got 3, take away 8. Again, I can't do that. So I'll go over here. I've got the 1. I've now got 13. Take away 8, and that's 5. And then 1, take away 0 is 1. So my answer is 15.8 kilograms. So I now know that this is 15.8. And if that's 15.8, so is this. And I know that because that's how I drew it. 15.8. And this is also 15.8, although this might be less useful. Okay, let's see. What can we do now? Well, we have the, we can find out the total mass of A, can't we? All right, so that would be 15.8 plus 12.5. Let's see if that's just as easy. So 15.8 plus 12.45. Okay, there we go. Now, you can see this one has 1 decimal place. This has 2. So what I will do is just put in a 0 there. That doesn't change the value of the number at all, of course, but it just enables me to do the calculation. Right, so what are we doing? We're adding here. 5 add nothing is 5. 8 add 4 is 12. What I should have done is put my decimal point in, but I'm paying attention, so there it is. Okay, so that's going to be an 8. And here we have 2. So the total of A has a value, I'm going to put this in pink, of 28.25 kilograms. All right, so let's do this. 28.25 is all together, and I should put, I can put that over here if I want to keep track of what my calculations are for. Okay, so this is for the parts. Right. What else could I calculate? Well, I can find the total mass of the parcels A, B, and C. I know that A, I'm going to write it here as well, is 28.25, don't I? I know that parcel B is 15.8, and I know that parcel C is 24.2. Now, if I add all of those up and then subtract them from this, then I will be able to get a value for parcel D. Okay, so let's do that then. We've got 28.25, add 15.8. I'm going to put in the 0, and 24.2. Okay, and I'm adding all of this together. I'm going to put in my decimal point. So here we've got 5. Here we've got 12. We're going to carry the 1. And then we have got 13. So that is going to be 18. And then 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have a total. So A plus B plus C, I'm just making sure I know what that is, have a total mass of 68.25. All right, I could put it in here if I wanted. Okay, 68.25. And again, so then if I subtract 68.25 from 100.75, I'm going to get the mass of D. I'm not going to go through all of them now. So 100.75, if I take away 68.25, that gives me 32.5. Okay, this is D. So D has a total mass of 32.5 kilograms. Right, so where are we then with D? What are we looking for? Well, we want to find, what did it say? The difference between C and D. So we just need to look at the difference between 32.5 and 24.2. So this will be our final calculation, 32.5 minus 24.2, and that gives us a final answer of 8.3 kilograms. Okay, I know, and if you've been naughty like me and not writing in all of the units all the time, we can be fairly confident. We don't need to worry about that too much because we're consistently working with the same unit, but we need to make sure that in our answer we put what the units are. So 8.3 kilograms. And I hope that you can see that although there were a lot of steps and you did have to be careful with your calculations, there wasn't actually anything very difficult about this at all.